What the bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt, the new estate.
This is a sergeant, who like a good and hardy soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of broil, as though did leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together, and choke their art, the merciless MacDonald from the western isles of kerns and gallow glasses is supplied. And fortune, on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore, but all's too weak, for brave Macbeth, disdaining fortune, with his brandished steel, which smote with bloody execution, like valor's minion, carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands nor bade him farewell, till he unseamed him from knave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
As whence the sun gins his reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunders, so from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark, no sooner justice had, with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell, but I am faint. My gaseous cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds, they smack of honor both. Go, get him surgeons.
How far is it called to Forres? What are these, so withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet they are on it? Live you? Are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. By each at once her choppy fingers laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis. All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. All hail Macbeth, that shall be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start, and seem to fear things that sound so fair? I, the name of truth, are you fantastical, or indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems wrapped with awe. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time, and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail, hail, hail. Lesser than Macbeth and greater. Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By Sinel's death I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such pathetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither have they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted, as breath into the wind would they have stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king.
and Thane of Cawdor too, were it not so.
To the self same tune and words, who's here?
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did you not speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
A.
Hark! Who lies in second chamber?
Donald Bain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought, to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried murder. That they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Mid-thou I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second curse, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more, to all the house. Glameth hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickeningly of things. Go get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why do you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them, and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I've done. Look on to it again. I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but his pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem at their guilt.
A light!
'Tis he.
It will be rain tonight. O treachery! Fly, good Flans, fly, fly, fly. Thou must revenge, O slave.
Run, boy, run. This world is not meant for you. Run, boy, run. They're trying to catch you.
Who did strike out the light?
Was it not the way?
There's but one down. The sun is fled.
We have lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
How now, you secret, black, and midnight hags, what is't you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by which you profess, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though baited corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though treasure of natures tumble altogether, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask.
Speak.
Demand.
Will answer.
Say, if thou hast rather hear from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him, let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 Pharaoh. Grease that sweeten from murderer's gibbet throw into the flame.
Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say now not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me, enough. Whoever thou art, for thy caution thanks. Thou hast heart my feel aright, but one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Had I 3 ears, I hear thee. Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth. Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty? Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care, who chafes, who frets, or where conspires are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnham wood, to hide Dunstan and hill, shall come against him. That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Sweet bottomance good, rebellious dead, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live in lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal customs. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse will fall on you. let me know. Why sinks that cauldron? And what noise is this?
Show. Show. Show.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword? While I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound, turn!
Of all men else I have avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too much charged with the blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
Thou lostest labor, as easy mayst thou the entrenchant air with thy keen sword impress as make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be that tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear, and break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and the gaze of time. We'll have thee, as our rare monster are, painted upon a pole, and under it. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield, to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would be come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed, being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, Hold, enough.